In a deadline deal for Cole Hamels, the Rangers sent a message that they're thinking playoffs. The Giants are very familiar with the former World Series MVP, beating the left-hander a few weeks ago behind a Hunter Pence grand slam. Tonight, it's Hamels taking on the Giants once again, this time as a Ranger, and it's coming up next.
We're in Arlington, Texas, as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and Rangers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants dropped game 1 of this road trip and in this series. And tonight they'll face Cole Hamels. This is the second time they'll face Hamels this year. But Chris Heston, his opponent, he's pitching very well.
Well, he really is. Heston's been fantastic. I mean, and look at his last 7 starts. He's a perfect 5-0. His ERA is under 2. That's dealing. So you expect him to do well. This is the first day of August. The dog days officially start today. And this is going to be a big key tonight, is trying to get a lot of pitches from the Giants offense out of Cole Hamels, because it's hot down there. And I believe the pressure is more on Hamels tonight even than it is on Heston, because this is his first start as a Ranger. We'll see how it all flares out. Giants need to get pitches out of him.
And Buster Posey, the DH tonight. Hector Sanchez doing the catching. Should be a good one. Hamels and Heston, 2 guys who have thrown no-hitters this year. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch right after this.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Here we are back in Arlington for game 2 of this 3-game series. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Always a good time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 95 degrees here at the yard. The wind's at 9 miles per hour. Humidity low, mostly clear. Mostly clear. Mostly clear. Take a look at the Giants lineup facing Cole Hamels. It'll be Pagan, Panik, and Duffy, and then Buster Posey, the designated hitter. See what he's done monthly. Pence, Maxwell, and then Belt. Crawford is going to hit 8th and Sanchez 9th.
On the hill tonight, making his debut for the Texas Rangers will be the veteran Cole Hamels. And this is what he has done so far this year with the Phillies, 6-7 with a 3.64 ERA. However, his last start, his last one as a Philly, a no-hitter against the Chicago Cubs with 13 strikeouts. And when he's right, when you take your at-bats against Cole Hamels, you're going to see a guy who's got fastballs that go low to mid-90s. He will cut the fastball. He's got a big curveball. This is all from a high 3/4 release, so the break on the curveball is acute. It's a straight downer. He's got a slider and a changeup, and the changeup is as good as anybody in this division. Let's take a look at the defense that the Rangers will employ behind Cole Hamels. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Hamilton, DeShields, and Chu. Good arms in left and good arms in right field. On the left side of the infield will be Andrus and Beltre. Odor and Moreland on the right side. Bobby Wilson, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs for Cole Hamels. Hamels' lifetime against the Giants in 15 starts, 6-4 with a 4.21 ERA, and that included a start earlier this year in Philadelphia where the Giants just torched him. They got 12 hits and 9 runs in 3 1/3 innings. So that did pump up the lifetime ERA a little bit. But you can bet he's amped up tonight.
So here's Pagan to lead things off. And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started here in Arlington at 7:07. Pagan hitting at 265. And he takes another strike called by Jeff Kellogg.
There's the first pitch. Jeff Kellogg, the plate umpire tonight. I think he's one of the best umpires in the game. Very steady. I think he's a low ball by nature umpire, but you will see high strikes as he showed in that first pitch of the game.
Foul back. How about the reaction from Pagan?
They're not enthusiastic.
You mentioned Kellogg, May, Porter, and Rippiger from first to third. And a swing and a miss, and that's how this game gets started.
Cole Hamels, first pitcher in Major League history to throw a no-hitter in his last start before a midseason trade. And the first pitch in a no-hit to Cubs since Koufax did it in 1965 in September. And oh, by the way, that was a perfect game that Sandy Koufax threw.
Here's Joe Panik hitting at 308, 7 home runs, 34 driven in. Panik 1 for 4 in the game last night as he takes a strike with Matt Duffy to follow. Almost got Panik. In that start against the Giants on the 10th of July. Hamels gave up a run in the first, but 8 runs in the fourth. Panik fouls it back. 2-2. Giants are 10 games over 500, 7-3 in their last 10 games. On the ground, big hopper to Andrews. 2 outs. And here's Matt Duffy.
Third baseman, number 5.
Dodgers won today, so the Giants are 2 games back in the West. Dodgers have beaten the Angels in the first 2 games in that freeway series. They beat him today 3-1. Here's Duffy. Duffy 1 for 4 last night.
94-mile-an-hour fastball right on the knees. One thing Cole Hamels has proved in his career is that he can handle adrenaline games, and this certainly is an adrenaline game for him. A new start, new organization, new league. And that is as good a changeup as you can throw. He throws a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, comes back, same arm action, and it's 84 miles per hour. And that'll definitely make you take some swing out if you're in that batter's box.
Up the middle. Andrews up and throwing, and they got him. Nice play by Elvis Andrews. Bottom of the first coming up. Heston coming out. He looks like this. It'll be DeShields, Odor, and then Prince Fielder hitting third. Adrian Beltre against the National League has done well this season. Moreland, Hamilton, and then Chu. Andrews is going to hit 8th, and Bobby Wilson, the catcher, will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight, excuse me, for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Heston, 27-year-old rookie making his 21st start of the year. Coming into this game with an 11-5 record, a 3.14 ERA, with 99 strikeouts and 126 innings. You're going to see a low 90s sinker. He will cut the fastball as well. He's got 2 types of breaking ball, a slider and a curveball, and he'll throw a changeup at you. Heston has been fantastic. It's his no-hitter on June 9th. He's gone 6-1 with a 1.92 ERA, and the opponents are hitting 198, 40 for 202. And that's in his last 9 starts. He has been dominant.
So here's DeShields. DeShields went 1 for 4 last night, hitting at 276. Odor and then Fielder. So Heston trying to hit the outside corner. He's missed twice. It's 2-0. And he does. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Shields taken all the way, as you should, as a leadoff hitter.
Bounce to Crawford. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Chris Heston, starting in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Maxwell, Pagan, and Pence. Good arms on the corners. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Feld on the right side. Hector Sanchez, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Buster Posey going to be the DH tonight.
Odor last night with 3 hits. 3 for 3. So he goes from hitting 8th in the lineup to hitting 2nd. .264 average. And a strike at the knees with Prince Fielder to follow. The Rangers have won 3 straight, so they're on a bit of a roll. They're still 19-28 at home. This is tapped off his foot foul. And they're 8-7 against the National League during interleague play. So Heston going after the young second baseman for these Rangers. And this is slash foul down the left field line into the seats.
Heston walking in from the bullpen before the game. Finding a Giants fan. There you go.
With the back foot. I mean, he had a ball. That's like the jackpot.
It's got to be a relative.
And that's foul. Nice play down that right field line. Babe.
You got to give the ball in the stands. Come on. What's the deal?
Happy with that.
It should be a league rule.
Two and two. Got him.
Breaking ball. Odor overmatched. He's diving out there looking away. This thing comes down towards his back foot and he misses that by a bunch. That's one he'll think about. And that's definitely one that Chris Heston will remember.
So here's Prince Fielder. Takes a called strike. 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. He and Josh Hamilton went 0 for 8 with 6 strikeouts. They were not the problem last night. This is rolled foul, and it's 0-2. It's Tony Beasley coaching at third. And hit up the middle and a base hit. First hit of the game belongs to the Rangers, the first base runner in the game.
Well, the girl with the pink glove on mom's lap.
Boys are not happy, especially the one in the middle.
No, he was not happy.
That is a non-happy face. Tears are not that far away.
He's not even trying.
And a strike to Beltre. Beltre homered in the game yesterday. Hey, it ain't easy when you have a baby sister. Especially when the world revolves around them.
Well, I mean, those are the rules, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not likely those rules change either.
As a young man, the sooner you figure that out, the better off you're going to be.
This guy here, I think he's gotten over it. As long as you put the sister on the other side of mom, you're okay. And dad.
Veteran move right there.
Swing and a miss by Beltre. It's 1-2.
That's a quick breaking ball that Heston has tonight. That's the one thing that he has really improved since the start of the season is he's quickened up that breaking ball. It's tighter. It's got a sharper break to it. He's getting more swings and misses with it now.
A little flare into center field. That's going to be a base hit. So 2 out, back-to-back singles, and here's Moreland.
Right off the end of the bat with that slider. And I think Beltre, that was a good bat. you got to be pretty strong to be able to do this. He is.
Giants did not see Moreland last night. He's having a good year, hitting .284. He's got 16 home runs. He's got 51 runs batted in. Giants are going to put 3 defenders to the right side of second base.
Giants remember him all too well in the 2010 World Series. He put on a show, hit .462.
Swinging a foul, no balls and 1 strike.
13 at bats in that World Series. He had 6 hits, a double, a home run.
Hit a home run in the game, the one game the Rangers won.
And it was no cheap either.
Heston looks to second. And the pitch is low.
Changeup. It's a pitch that, sometimes it takes him a while to get a feel of that pitch. I think Buster Posey likes to do with him when he's out there early in the game. He'll make him throw that changeup a couple times in a row. And usually the second time he throws it, he'll get it in the strike zone where he wants it to go. It's still kind of a project pitch. I say he's got that thing about 80% down. There's some growth still yet with that pitch that he'll get eventually.
And a high fastball, 2-1. Josh Hamilton is on deck. And that's fair down the right field line. Fielder's going to score. Beltre, he's going to score. It's 2-0. So 2 up thunder from the Rangers.
Moreland continues to haunt the Giants. This is down and in. He just drops the head on it. It's the matter of is it going to stay fair? And indeed it does. And Hunter Pence coming over. It's a bit of a problem digging it out. And that allowed Beltre to score all the way from first with 2 outs. He had a good jump. And it paid off for him.
So here's Hamilton. So just like the first inning last night, the Rangers scored twice. It's 2-0. Hamilton hitting .248. 4 home runs, 14 driven in. And the fastball is outside.
One more look at Moreland dropping the bat head on that pitch down and in.
Maxwell coming in, and that'll retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits. All runs scored after 2 outs. It's 2-0 Rangers.
There's a matchup of pitchers tonight who've had no hitters in the same season. The last 2 times before the night that has happened. Edwin Jackson did it against Roy Halladay in 2010, and Matt Garza did it against Dallas Braden back in 2010.
So here's Buster Posey, then Pence, then Maxwell. Giants behind 2-0.
Posey, good numbers lifetime against Hamels. 11 for 24 with a big fly, 4 doubles. That means he sees him well.
Three 3-0 to Buster Posey. Buster last night went 1 for 4. Skies this one to center field. DeShields back. DeShields in front of the wall, and he makes the catch.
Just missed it. All right, time for our AT&T U-verse rewind. We go back to July 10, 2015. That's when Hunter Pence hit a grand slam off Cole Hamels earlier in Philadelphia. Giants' 6th grand slam of the year. Most in the National League, tied for the rest of the major. Tied for the most of the majors with the Yankees. That was at home against Cole Hamels. I beg your pardon.
And a strike to Pence, hitting .298.
I'd like to know how much of that ball he got. I don't think he got it all.
Well, a guy watching Edgar Renteria is thinking, you know, you got to be strong to hit him out there.
That's right.
Cued. 2 outs.
Let's take a look at the flight of Buster Posey's fly ball. Pulling the trigger in a 3-0 count. The Shield's going back. I mean, he backs right up against the wall. And he uses all of this ballpark to haul this one in. Close.
Here's Maxwell. Maxwell hitting at .215. 7 home runs, 25 driven in. Maxwell not in the lineup yesterday. It's 2-0. But he's got pretty good numbers against Hamels. 5 for 13. He's got a double. He's got a home run.
And those are good numbers. I'm saying that's ownage.
Three and 0.
Brandon Belt awaits.
Maxwell bounces it foul.
3-1 changeup. We'll see Hamels stay away from that fastball and a fastball count a lot with guys that he knows sees him well, and certainly he is aware of the history that Maxwell has against him. Other guys, he'll be aggressive in fastball counts. He'll throw that fastball.
Maxwell got a piece. '27th pitch coming up for Hamels. And he got him, and that'll end the Chu to lead things off. 2-0 Rangers.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Well, you can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in True HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices with MLB.TV Premium every night on every device. Visit MLB.TV for details. Here's Chu, who takes a pitch low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Chu hitting at .238. 13 home runs, 48 driven in. Last time the Giants saw Chu, he was in a red uniform. He's in a red uniform now. It just says Rangers. Tapped, foul. Sanchez couldn't quite get to it fast enough.
Rangers really haven't been able to figure it out. Shin-Soo Choo, I mean, he was a premier free agent. Put up a monster year in Cincinnati, and everybody thought that he would bring that same type of offense here to Texas. It just hasn't happened for him.
Well, we thought it would happen.
Yeah, I mean, last year, his first year here, he hit .242, and they were very disappointed. The big year he had in Cincinnati, he hit .285 with 21 home runs.
Here it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Duffy off the line at third. And that's in the dirt into the backstop, so it's 2-2. Two-0 Rangers here in the second. Bounce to Crawford. Crawford gets a big hop.
Boy, played perfectly. I mean, that's a base hit gone.
Yeah, we got more drama here. Big brother stole that ball thrown from somebody away from little brother.
Mom started cracking up.
Mom said, "Put it in here."
Yeah.
Big brother said, "All right." All right.
His rights had been violated.
All right. All right. Big brother shaking his head. I think Mom had a little chat after that and did the, "You guys need to share this." The one on the left doesn't have to share.
No. He knows they're going to fall asleep, and that's when he's going to get it.
High to Andrews. 255, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Just off the plate. So it's 2-1. Three and 1 with the catcher Wilson on deck.
See that happen to Heston just about at every start. There'll be a couple pitches where he gets a little sling in his delivery and he'll miss away from righty into a lefty.
Ripped. Maxwell can't get it. And Andrews has a double.
Boy, is he hot. Double and a home run in last night's ball game. He'd been hot the previous week to this weekend series. Here, ball in at the belt, and he just stays inside it beautifully. That's a great swing right there. Early in the year, he was hooking that pitch foul. Not now. He is locked in.
So here's Wilson. Wilson hitting 145 with 4 runs batted in. Heston will keep an eye on Andrews. He's got 11 steals. Breaking ball. I don't know if Sanchez thought he had a strike or not. It's 1 ball and no strikes. On the ground, Duffy picks it on a short hop. That's one where you can't wait back on it. It'll eat you up. So you hope you can get to it to get that short hop, and Duffy did.
He also has to be concerned with the runner at second. So he gauges the hop right, looks back the runner at second. And he knows he's got all the time in the world. Wilson, the catcher, does not run that well. Nevertheless, a nice play. And it's little things like that that you see Duffy do, that he's starting to look more and more like a third baseman every day.
Here's DeShields. DeShields bounced out to Crawford to open up the bottom of the first. Oh, and 1. Pitch number 40 for Heston. 0 and 2.
Got it in. Good pitch. Throw that same pitch off the plate in and have that movement run off the plate towards DeShields, and he would probably go after it. Kind of a back foot sinker. Or you can go away with a breaking ball. They've got 2 options. So they go away, and that was a pretty easy take.
One and 2 to Delino DeShields. A 1 and 2.
Ooh, same pitch. Heston was walking off. He thought he had it. And you know what? He should think that, because that's the same location it was called a strike. so. Bruce Bochy dropped some stank eye. A little borderline. But once you get it, you want it all the time.
Got him. And they'll end the inning. Bottom three, Belt, Crawford, Sanchez coming up.
Brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
Rangers 2, Giants nothing. Here in inning number 3. Giants do not have a hit off of Hamels. They've had some pretty good at bats. See Sanchez talking to Heston. Belt at 274. 2 balls and no strikes in the game yesterday. Belt went 0 for 4.
And he's leading the league in passes this weekend too. A lot of friends and family members here. You know he's pressing a bit to put on a show for him.
Belt drives one to center field, hit well. The Shields back at the wall. It is out of here. And the Giants are on the board. And it's 2-1.
And that will make the contingency from Nacogdoches happy. Let's take a look at the pitch from Cole Hamels. They set an outside target, and it goes right down the middle, and you can see the head drop from Hamels after he threw it. He knew it was out of here, and this time DeShields, no chance.
Yeah, you should get credited for 2 runs if the center fielder loses his glove.
That's pretty cool. DeShields had his glove go over the wall.
So here's Crawford.
He should not be allowed to play with a glove now.
That's a very good call. There's going 1.
All right, I'm going to go up. I go up. Whoop, gone. Looks like he was dunking his mitt.
Crawford hitting 268. Crawford hit his 16th home run of the year last night. Crawford shoots one down the right field line. And this is going to be a one-hopper up against the wall. This is going to be a one-handed double.
Well, he's on Togo's big play the Togo's way. We're going to take a look at his last night home run off Sean Tollison. And this one gave him a home run number 16. And his statistics offensively lead all shortstops in baseball with 16 homers and 64 RBIs. But if you have any question as to the hand strength of this guy. And watching him swing on this last pitch, the double that he hit over Chu's head and right, that's a strong-handed swing. That's where he has hit his home runs this year. One curveball, two curveballs, one high, one low. A lot of fastballs, but he's beat every pitch.
You know, the one spot where you usually see power hitters from the left side is down and in. He doesn't have any in that box down and in.
And this is the one he just hits. I mean, that's just strong hands right there.
Sanchez on the ground, and this is going to be a productive out for Hector Sanchez.
That is a great at his job. Get the man over. And you can tell by his swing he was thinking the right side. It's a guy who just gave himself up for the team. And he will get a reward when he gets back to that Giants dugout. That's respect right there.
Here's Pagan. Pagan struck out in the first. Giants have the tying run at third, and a little surprised at this. The Rangers have the infield playing in. No balls and one strike.
Well, you always are surprised to see it early in the game in any ballpark, but this is such an offensive ballpark. I mean, that's respect for Chris Heston is what that is. It's basically saying you're not thinking your team's going to score a lot of runs.
Hit out to right. Do we have a challenge? Chu. Got it. 2 outs.
As we said, they have two really good arms on the corners. Josh Hamilton in left and Shin-Soo Choo in right. I mean, they've got really good arms. And Chu has an accurate, strong arm.
So here's Panic. Panic bounced out to short. Into left field. And a base hit. And this game is tied, and Panic's got a double. So 3 extra base hits in the inning.
Just a little fillet job down the left field line. Just a slice, and just kind of measuring as whether or not Hamilton was going to be able to get this. And when he makes the effort, I mean, he could not keep the ball in front of him, and that cost the Rangers another 90 feet.
So here's Duffy. Duffy shoots it up the middle, and he's got a base hit. And here comes Panic. Here's the throw home, cut off, the throw to second, and Duffy's out, but the Giants take the lead. So the Giants tie it up. Belt started it with a solo home run, and it's bye-bye baby, 3-2 Giants. hit his 500th career home run, running Babe Ruth and Jimmy Fox. And then in 1977, Willie Mays hit his 18th and final career grand slam, a National League record that still stands today. I believe I said Mays, it was Stretch. Willie McCovey hit his 18th and final career grand slam. Here's Odor. Odor skies it to right in the park to Pence. 1 out. Dave Fleming will be in at the end of this inning. I'll join Lee Jones over in the KMBR side. I'll also be back here in the 7th. I hate to go, partner. I do.
Well, you'll be missed.
But if you're going to kick me out, then I got to go.
But if you're really good, I'll bring you back in the 7th.
All right. Okay.
John Miller is on assignment. He'll join the Giants on Monday when we get to Atlanta. We missed the big fella.
Yes, we do. Swing and a miss. What do you think Prince Fielder was trying to do?
He was trying to tie his ball game up.
I think he was.
And that was a really nice changeup. And I get excited about that pitch because that's a pitch he didn't even throw early in the year. Didn't have. And now he's throwing it, getting more confidence in it. Backs it up with another slow curveball, a pitch that he had, but he kind of got away from. And any kind of movement that you have represents a different speed. And it's one thing about Mark Gardner and Dave Righetti. They encourage their pitchers to use all their movements. Ooh, tried to go front door, just missed with that sinker.
Well, Heston thought he had a strike.
Heston will give you a fastball 60% of the time, then the curveball, slider, changeup, just about throwing them about the same amount, and that's big news with the changeup. And that's a 3-2 changeup, and that's where you're going to see him when he's really locked in with that pitch. You'll see him throw that a lot 3-2, and you'll see him get in the strike zone 3-2. Still not convinced yet that he has to. And he believes he has to put great location on that pitch, and you really don't. What he'll figure out is you can throw that pitch more towards the middle of the strike zone than the 3-2 count, and that's when it becomes a real weapon.
Here's Beltre, who singled in the first. And a high fastball, and it's 1-0.
Make the correction.
Beltre hit one off the end of the bat. Dumped it in front of Pagan. Two and 0.
Got to get that ball down to Beltre. Good high ball hitter, good mistake hitter. Plus, knee-high location is where the ground balls are, and that's where the double plays are.
Popped them up.
Well, Giants will come home off this road trip. That's right. They will someday. And when they do, they're going to take on the Washington Nationals at AT&T Park for a 4-game series, August 13th through the 16th. Saturday, August 15th, first 40,000 fans will receive a 2-for-1 flight voucher from Virgin America. And on Sunday the 16th, first 20,000 fans will receive a Juan Marichal replica statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
So here's Moreland, who doubled in a pair of runs in the first inning. Swing and a miss. And a strike on the outside corner. So a quick 0-2 to Mitch Moreland. Giants with 3 runs in the top of the inning to take the lead. This is going to be a tough play. And coming out of nowhere is Maxwell, and that's going to end the inning. Maxwell with a terrific catch. Dave Fleming, he'll be in. He'll explain that whole play when we come back.
Top of the 4th inning, Giants 3, Rangers 2, and here to tell you all about it, Dave Fleming.
Well, that 3rd inning was exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Put hits together.
Yeah, Giants getting it going against Hamels. This guy had a pretty good swing his first time up, Buster Posey.
Yeah, and a 3-0 count. We thought he had one out. And just hit it right to the wall in center. But you know he sees him well. He's had great lifetime success against Cole Hamels.
He saw that one pretty well. Pulled it deep, but foul. He really has had great success. 22 at bats, not a lifetime's worth, but a lot of at bats to have those numbers. Ball 2 with the curve.
Well, and Hamels is a guy who's got 3 pitches that he can strike you out with. That fastball, curveball, slider. I mean, they're really swing and miss pitches.
Posey had a pretty good cut there, fouled it back. I think he liked that pitch.
Yeah, he likes mistakes up, no doubt, especially from lefties.
Here comes the 2-2. Inside, ball 3.
Plus, Hamels' last start in Chicago, a no-hitter, 12 strikeouts, and the way he started the game, 6 up, 6 down, first 2 innings, you're thinking, uh-oh. He's got it rolling again. The Giants blew up 3 runs on him.
Posey right back up the middle. He's got another hit against Hamels. Man.
How many guys can say they have that type of ownage on Cole Hamels?
Probably none other than Buster.
It's a 2-strike swing here, and really not a hanger either. He goes in the outside corner, and Posey puts his foot down early and just lets his hands do the talking. And this has been such a great year with 2-strike approach from Posey, where his lower body will go, and it's his hands that gets the at-bat done.
Now Pence hits a ball that could be a double play. Odor, Andrus, it is. 2 down.
We're going to make this our forward right choice, and this is the great defensive play from Justin Maxwell to end things for the Rangers in the bottom of the third. Was this going to be a base hit, we thought, and out of nowhere he makes the play, and it goes to be a shutdown inning for Chris Heston.
Yeah, it was a really good play. The Giants were in that shift, the overshift against Moreland, and in this day and age when so many teams are doing it so often, every team is doing it so often now. Maxwell right off the end of the bat. Some of those plays that maybe in the old days would have been easier now are not easy. Hamels made that look easy. 1-2-3 inning if you include the double play. Giants still lead 3-2.
Giants taking on the Brewers at AT&T, and it was Hunter Pence who had a running catch in right center in the third inning, and then a catch and throw to get Jonathan Lucroy at third base in the fourth inning. He was the star of that game with the glove, with his arm, and with the bat. That's our Solar Company electrifying plays of the week.
It was so big for a lot of reasons, but yeah, the Giants had given Posey the day off, a couple other guys the day off, and Pence stepped up big time. Heston back to work against Josh Hamilton. He takes a sinker low, ball 1. Giants were down 2-0. It's now 3-2. Another one low, this time a changeup.
Shift put on for Hamilton. He is a guy, though, that can definitely hit the ball the ballpark the opposite way. He's as strong as anybody on the field tonight.
Hits that one the opposite way, foul. It has been a long journey for him and not a smooth one. And really, I think the Rangers people are thinking that these last couple months are sort of an audition for him. Can he help this team? Belt makes the play to Heston, one away. Can he be their corner outfielder, left fielder next year? Because if not, the Angels are paying almost all of the contract. The Angels just wanted to get rid of him. So he's, in a lot of ways, I think he's playing for his baseball career down the home stretch.
Well, you're right. I mean, Rangers had 0 to lose, really. They thought bringing him back in here, an environment that he really succeeded well in early in his career, that he might find the groove again. It's a compelling story and a sad one in so many ways.
Yeah, it is. Guy was a former #1 overall pick. That's a curve to Chew for strike 1.
That's a good pitch in a 1-0 count. Nobody can look for that.
That's the slow curveball. 1-1. Heston's frustrated with the strike zone, I do believe. Now in ball 3. I don't think he's had a total feel for that changeup like we've seen in some of these more recent starts tonight.
You know, he still has a tendency to quit throwing it. But I mean, he's come so far with that pitch. I mean, it's a weapon now, but it has some growth.
Good hitters count. That's ball 4, not close.
And that was a changeup.
They tried it again.
But you can see right there how he's going to get better. Once he gets a true belief and a confidence in that pitch, then he will get it over in 3-1 counts, 3-2 counts. It's the guy you really have to keep the ball down on right now. He is killing mistakes up, and he's killing mistakes in.
Yeah. He hit another double his first time up tonight after he doubled and homered against Bumgarner in last night's game. That's a strike. Andrus is yelling. He has gotten the bat going. Been a quiet year for him until very recently. Middle infield for the Giants, a double play depth. Heston, who gets a lot of ground balls. Giants turn a lot of double plays with him on the mound. Slider for a ball. It's a very weird moment. We talked to Jeff Bannister, the Rangers manager, about it a week ago. Last weekend, the Rangers were playing the Angels. There's their first year manager. Very well respected guy, by the way. Lots of people around here like him a lot. Andrus was playing defense, and they were in a shift mode, and an Angels hitter hit a base hit over his head, and he took his glove and he threw it up in the air like he wanted to knock the ball out of the air with his glove. And he said afterwards that he knew the ball was already past him. He was just doing it out of frustration. He wasn't actually trying to hit the ball with the glove. It's a 3-base error if you actually do. That one misses, and his manager was not happy with him at all. And after the game said, that will never happen again under my watch. He's a serious dude, Jeff Bannister.
Well, he's a fundamentalist, and he believes that this game can be won only when you exercise the small things that you need to exercise to win. You have to. Winning baseball is fundamental baseball, and if you're not fundamentally sound, and if you have concentration lapses, and if you do things that are unexplainable, that will give your opponent energy, it's just unacceptable.
It was really, really weird to watch. There goes Chu. Andrus, another hit for him. Man, is he hot. Chu around second to third, and the Rangers are set up first and third with only one out.
When you go back and replay this pitch, and you'll look where it is up. Right out at the belt, and you cannot make mistakes up to him right now. He's just wearing them out. Always goes hand in hand. When a guy starts to get hot, he's getting good pitches to hit, but he's not missing up at all.
That's still a spot where if he can get a ground ball, he's got a chance to get through this with the Giants still ahead. He got the 9th place hitter, the catcher, doesn't run real well at the plate. Middle infield set up for the double play. Wilson showed a bunt. There was no squeeze play on. He took that pitch outside, ball 1.
Yeah, I don't think that the Rangers have a lot of confidence in Wilson. And they don't want to see him hit the ball on the ground and him do a double play and end this inning. They really want to get the Shields up with runners in scoring position. But the Giants are going to have to defend against it.
Yeah, you could ask Wilson to try to bunt a safety squeeze kind of play, not a suicide squeeze. See if he could execute. We'll see. Now a throw to third. Can't fake that throw anymore, so you got to go ahead and throw the ball.
That's a good thing.
He did not like that.
No. I mean, it would work once a year.
and some guys especially did it a lot. 1-0. Wilson, foul ball.
I mean, when Jose Uribe was playing shortstop with the Giants, they'd get him once a year on that play. And then Bonds kind of took that over. They'd get him every once in a while on that play. And I think because of those two guys, it kept the play around for like 15 years.
we saw that fake throw a lot. Wilson, the catcher at the plate, 2 on, 1 out. Ball 2. Hector liked the pitch. It was outside. Bobby Wilson catching tonight. He had never even met Cole Hamels before today, let alone caught him.
Now, Cole Hamels going to call his own game.
Long pause and misses with a sinker again. Falling behind a lot of guys.
So I don't think it's that essential to have an old crusty catcher back there catching a veteran like Hamels. What you need is a good target and a guy that can frame.
I think of Hamels as a pretty easy guy to receive. He's typically around the strike zone, around the target, not real erratic. Well, good hitters count here. We'll see. Andrus has speed at first, not going anywhere. And Wilson will tie the game with a base hit. In to score is Chu. It's 3-3. Still only 1 out.
Well, the concern the Giants have right now for Heston is he's up. And Dave Righetti going to come out there and he's going to try and get him down around the knees.
So it will be a meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central, a leader in team communications. And this is in part because the Giants are going to call down to the bullpen and get somebody throwing, but it's also, I mean, Righetti is trying to help Heston get this figured out.
Now, I think he's also a little bit frustrated with the strike zone. He's not getting corner calls like perhaps he has had in other strike zones. And when teams are hitting you, you need to get that ball hit on the ground. You need it out, and you don't get those corners. You have to fight through that frustration. And that may be the other message that Righetti says to him. Let that go. You've got to concentrate on the pitch at hand. And it's also going to allow Ryan Vogelsong to get loose. And on a night like tonight, it ain't going to take long.
Three game, top of the order now. 2 on, still only 1 out. We got good speed in scoring position for Delino DeShields.
And he has not hit into a double play all year.
He is fast, just like his dad.
Hey, he's faster than his dad. His dad was a good player.
Way outside, and Andrus breaks for third. The throw is too late. Well, that's huge. That wild pitch means a fly ball can put Texas ahead.
Curveball bounces to the right of Sanchez. And I don't think even if he'd have had a low throw with an accurate throw, I don't think they'd have had a chance to get him. Andrus just had a nice jump.
Well, now that thought about trying to turn a double play even more important, because if DeShields hits the ball on the ground and the Giants try to turn 2 and can't, a run will score. DeShields goes to bunt, bunts it foul. Again, not the suicide squeeze play. DeShields was trying to push it on the first base side.
Well, you've got good speed at third. You've got great speed in the batter's box. I mean, that's a good play. You may do it again.
Yeah. If you get it down, that speed at third base is good enough to where, unless it's right back to the pitcher, Andrus doesn't have to have the head start to come in to score. 1-1 the count. Heston in trouble here. The pitch. Well, he shows bunt. Sanchez throws behind Andrus, and he got him. Wow. What a base running mistake, and what a play by Hector Sanchez. 2 down. I'm sure the Rangers are going to want to look at this.
They can look all they want. And look how far he's sitting out. I mean, he's almost out of the catcher's box. I mean, he anticipated this is a play. And look at Duffy go back in, put himself in position, and it wasn't even close.
Wow.
And Andrus is walking off at a snail's pace, getting back to the dugout.
Well, I think you're right. There was some thought beforehand from Hector there, and well done by him. That's huge. You got a struggling pitcher, go ahead run at third. Leadoff hitter at the plate.
Oh, I can't tell you how big that play is in the mind of Chris Hessler.
We'll see if he can get to Shields. That one is a foul ball. 2-2. And even if you give the Giants credit, and they deserve credit, that was a great play by Hector. Duffy got the tag down. That's not supposed to happen from Elvis Andrus.
No, it's not.
Not supposed to happen.
But if it does, get off the field. The slow walk was unnecessary.
Well, maybe in his mind he was waiting for the word whether the Rangers were going to challenge. To Shields, fly ball left field. Maxwell under it. And we may remember this pickoff play as this game goes on. That feels pretty big, doesn't it?
It does. Right on the money tag. Grab some pine meat. Longest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. This is the Finley family, and they're here at the Giants Ranger game last night. They tweet that there was a baby's first Giants game. Wrong park, right team.
Baby still yet to arrive on the scene officially, looks like to me. Here's Brandon Belt taking ball one from Cole Hamels.
I think that's an excellent scouting report.
Yeah. See, I don't miss a thing. That was an impressive swing by Belt his first time up. That was not an impressive swing.
Let's take a look at the play at third and watch the foot from Duffy. Plants it right in front of the bag, and Andrus never got to the bag. He's going, dude, what's the deal?
Yeah, his foot was there.
Hang with him.
Well, his hand might be hurting a little bit. He and Adrian Beltre talking about it. 1-2. High and tight, look out, man.
He almost walked into that one.
Yeah. I do worry about that with Belt every once in a while.
Right under the chin.
First home run for a left-handed hitter against Hamels all year with Belts.
He almost lost that beard.
He did. He smashes that one. Moreland sort of got a piece of it. Odor to Hamels, and they got him.
Wow. Well, the play goes 3-4-1, and that's why you always trail a ball hit to the right side of the infield if you're a pitcher. This ball was hit right on the screws, and Moreland does a nice job just to slow it down, but right there is Odor with the bare hand, and he gets the ball to Hamels, who's there, and they get a 1-4-3 put out. It's the big leagues.
Yeah, good play. Another good at bat for Brandon Belt.
And this is how quickly it got on Moreland. Just slowed it down, and it allowed Odor a chance to get to it.
Yeah, I think it goes without saying, but if Moreland doesn't touch it, it's on through for a base hit. Well, Crawford, who also had an impressive at bat in the second with a double over Chu's head down the right field line. Hits that one softly. Odor charges that underhand scoop, 2 down.
Now this is a nice exchange too. Odor, you get a chance to see some of the talent that he has, that the Rangers are so high about.
21 years old.
And that's just a real good example of quick hands.
He's got a lot of tools.
You know, the exchange kind of goes into the motion of him running into the ball. Man, that was just beautifully executed.
Hector, fastball, strike one swinging. One thing about Hamels, he comes over here to Texas. His defense just improved a lot. The Phillies defense has struggled all year. You might not call the Rangers one of the best defensive teams in the big leagues, but Hamels will have better defense behind him. Adrian Beltre has been real good for a long time. Over there at third. Hamels uses his defense. Giants go down in order. Big hitters coming up for Texas.
Is brought to you by Stanford Healthcare. Visit us at stanfordhealthcare.org.
Well, when the Giants get back home Tuesday, August 11th, the second Irish Heritage Night of the year. A special event package includes a ticket to the game, Giants Astros, admission to the Irish Heritage Night pregame party, and an Irish-themed Giants messenger bag.
Giants baseball.
To get the bag, you got to get the special ticket, sfgiants.com/special events. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Odor, who's dangerous, takes a strike from Heston.
How about the Phillies?
The Phillies are red hot.
Yes, they are. And the Giants had a great record coming out of the All-Star break. The Phillies better. Giants 12-3 and Phillies 13-2, and they won again tonight. 12. Well, they're winning 12-2 in the 7th.
12-2.
I'm putting that one in the win column.
You know, the Braves are really struggling. The Giants will be there on Monday, and it would be interesting that I am too, by the way. I think the Phillies are going to hold on to that 10-run lead. And we get the signal that Affeldt is ready to go. You got Prince Fielder on deck. I think if Heston does not get Odor, we may well see Affeldt come in this game.
I agree. 83 pitches on a hot night and 4+ innings. I mean, that's a lot.
But back to your point about Philadelphia, when we saw them right before the All-Star break and the Giants swept the Phillies, I would not have predicted that they would, after that series, come out and be the hottest team in baseball after the break.
Yeah, and go 14-2. Yeah. I agree with you.
One and two to Odor. The pitch. Curveball hit hard to first, but right there, Belt. One away. Big out.
Well, it'll keep Chris Heston in the game. Hum baby, y'all. With an emphasis on the cowboy boots. We've seen a lot of Giants fans here.
A lot of them. And this is one, we see Giants fans everywhere. This is one of the cities where you would not necessarily expect big numbers. American League City, we don't come here very often. That's a ball to Prince Fielder. But they're everywhere.
Well, there were a lot of jobs in Texas, and a lot of people came from California to get them.
That is true.
A lot of more Giants fans.
Fielder takes a strike. I take the flight from SFO to Austin a lot in the fall and wintertime. And they call that route the Nerd Bird. Silicon Valley. Austin's kind of like the other tech center. The Nerd Bird. That one almost hit Fielder. Ball 2.
A lot of orange and black. A lot of good attitude.
That one down and in.
If you're David Getty and this Bochy, you're watching Heston, you're seeing a lot of frustration with him tonight. That's something he really has shown early at all in this year. He's usually been pretty stoic on the mound. Tonight, though, strike zone has frustrated him.
That's a strike. I think that's a good observation. He may be the most even-keeled, hard-to-read pitcher on the mound of any Giant. He just rarely shows emotion out there. Tonight, that has not been the case.
Good 3-1 changeup.
He's got the count full. Fielder, a fair ball against the shift right down the line. Maxwell has to hustle over. Didn't hit the sidewall, so he did a pretty good job. That holds Fielder at second, but it is a double, and we'll see.
Just going with the location, and again another pitch up. And I can't remember a game this year where he's had that many mistakes felt high. And the Rangers, to their credit, they've taken advantage of it. This time Fielder goes the opposite way to get it done in a 2-strike count.
That's a go-ahead run in scoring position. And it's Adrian Beltre before you get 2 more left-handed hitters. Beltre, that was not that far from being a strike. He jumped back out of the way like he was going to be hit by it. So that one fooled him a little bit. 7 hits for Texas. Oh, way outside, 2-0.
Yeah, he's just about out of gas.
Even if he gets Beltre, this might be it for him. We'll see.
Felder's ready to go. The hat from Mark Gardner, the Giants bullpen coach, came off. The signal that he's ready.
Beltre pops it up. That might have been a pitch to hit. Duffy comes down the line and makes the catch.
That is a world-class hanging breaking ball that he just got away with.
It worked. And Bochy is coming out. Well, the Giants manager doesn't do this very often. When a starter is in the game, tie game, 2 outs, 5th inning, but I think he sees what you've been seeing. Heston's sort of run out of gas. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. We'll be back.
In-game live brought to you by Smud. There you'll find a pitch tracker, live updating box score, real-time play-by-play updates, and much more only on csnbayarea.com. What does SMUD stand for? Sacramento Municipal Utilities District. SMUD.
It sort of sounds like something you might find in this neck of the woods. Well, the Giants make the pitching change. And Jeremy Affeldt, who I think in one of the real positives of last night's game, Mike, looked like his old self.
Oh, I agree, and especially on the curveball. 37th time he's come in. And with Affeldt, he's really been struggling with his release point. When he's right, you're going to see sink it in the low 90s and a big curveball and a forkball. And last night the curveball was absolutely snapping, and it was big.
Well, it's a good spot for Affeldt with Moreland and then Hamilton lined up. Go ahead run in scoring position, 2 down here in the 5th. That curve right there for a called strike 1.
Such a great way to steal strike 1. It's not a pitch that guys go up there and look for, and if you can flop it over there, I mean, you can get ahead quickly.
Affeldt steps off. It's just such an important pitch, I think, for him. He's Affeldt when he's got that curveball.
When he gets the release point to get that type of curveball, he also picks up the sink. Mechanically, he's sound.
Affeldt wants to talk to Hector.
I think he doesn't trust the signs right now, and he may be changing the signs. With the first sign. Now, usually if a fastball is a 1, curveball is 2, slider is a 3, or if you have 3 pitches and your third pitch is a forkball, the 3 is that big. The first pitch he put down was a 2. I mean, and he threw a curveball. So that's what Fielder, who's a good baseball guy, I mean, second generation, he's a good sign stealer. He's the kind of guy you have to mix him up with, and you have to be concerned that he may steal him.
0-1. Moreland hits it on the ground. Belt a long way to go. Now feeds Affeldt, who just gets there in time. Well, that was not totally easy, but a great pitch by Affeldt and a real good job by him to get out of the jam. Giants keep the game tied on to the 6th. Bruce Bochy last night on being down 4 runs after a couple of innings. That's why I think once or twice a year you should get a mulligan and start over.
I think there's not a pitcher in this planet that would not agree with that.
Well, top of the order here for the Giants against Cole Hamels. Bumgarner wanted a mulligan. Pitched real well after the first 2 innings.
Well, and he ate up 7 innings too. And I think that has to be pointed out. I mean, if there was one good thing that came out of last night's ball game, it was really another day of rest for the Giants bullpen, and to have a rested pen coming into August, and that's a plus.
2-0. 3-0. We still have not seen Pagan really get hot. He's shown signs of taking all the way, takes a strike. Panic on deck, and then Duffy will follow. Giants were down 2-0. From 3-0 to 3-2. Giants took a 3-2 lead, and then the Rangers tied it in the 4th.
There's no yawning in baseball. Well, unless you're a mother of 3 children, and then you can yawn every inning.
Twice an inning.
You've earned it.
Three-two pitch. Pagan chases that changeup.
Well, the Astros are coming to San Francisco next homestand. That's right. Tuesday, August 11th, a 7:15 start, and Wednesday the 12th. You can see day baseball in the city with a 12:45 start. Astros Giants August 11th and 12th. You need tickets. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. So a nice comeback for Hamels, down 3-0 on that count to come back and get the strikeout.
Yep.
And the payoff pitch 3-2. Change up.
Panic takes ball 1.
And the Giants have not been able to do to Hamels that they've consistently done against starting pitching for most of this year, and that's get pitches out of him.
Good point. That number low. He's thrown 65 pitches. He's into the 6th inning.
Yeah, by the 6th inning, I mean, if you're 90 pitches or less, I mean, you're on par.
2-0 to Panic. He pops it up right around the mound. Beltre is going to take it. 2 down. See those pitch count numbers. There's not really been a particularly high stress inning. Even the 3rd, where the Giants had 4 hits, hit a home run, 2 doubles, and scored 3 runs against him. It was happening fast and furious. It was a 12-pitch inning. Kind of amazing. 6 hitters, 4 hits, a home run, 2 doubles, 3 runs, 12 pitches. Duffy had one of those hits, knocked in a run. There's a strike. Oh, and 2. Giants traded for Mike Leake. One thing they said was, hey, we need some innings out of our rotation. We need to try to freshen up our bullpen. Rangers said the exact same thing about Hamels. Not just his talent, his track record, but try to ease the burden on some other pitchers. That one almost got Duffy. One, 2. He thought he had him.
Yeah, I'd say he thought he had him. He had 5 stops off the mound towards the dugout, and perhaps just a little low and maybe a bit inside.
Two. Duffy chases that one in the dirt. Wilson with the throw for the putout. Cole Hamels is on a roll. He has retired 8 in a row. The Giants saw to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 3.
is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It turned into a beautiful night here in Arlington, Texas. 3-3, bottom of the sixth. Dave Fleming, Mike Krukow with you. Wayne Cracker will be back over in the seventh on the television side of our Giants baseball broadcast. Good game here tonight. Josh Hamilton, Shin-Soo Choo, and Elvis Andrus due up for Texas. Two lefties, then a righty. We'll see if Affeld is in for these first two. Hamilton takes a fastball for a strike. Affeld got a big third out in the fifth with the go-ahead run in scoring position after Chris Heston came out of the game. Here's his 0-1. Curve, beauty, strike two.
That's a big one.
And he, Jeremy has had a tough year with injury, with inconsistency. Rangers fans are sitting in this ballpark going, oh yeah, that's the guy from the 2010 World Series. This guy who beat us. He looks like that Jeremy Affeld. That curve bounced with that shift. Panic's got to get rid of it quickly. He does. One away. Nice play.
Well, it goes down as a 4-3, but you have a whole lot more personality than just a ground ball to the second baseman.
The Astros manager A.J. Hinch told me something interesting on Wednesday. Every day when they're at home before batting practice, they essentially take infield before batting practice. And they don't then, their fielders then, while BP is going on, they don't do a lot of work out on the field. They do it before the hitters hit. And the reason he does it is because they practice hitting different types of balls with the infielders in all kinds of different positions. And his theory was, in regular BP, it's hard to work on. We're shifting so much, we're moving guys around. It's hard to get any kind of work on different angles and stuff that you haven't done a lot in the past.
Well, it makes sense with all the dramatic defensive shifts you see now. You have guys taking ground balls from areas that never have been done before in baseball history.
That one right against the shift by Chu down the left field line. Maxwell. Chu's got speed, and Justin will just throw it back in toward third. A double for Shin-Soo Choo.
I don't know in baseball history where you see shifts put on. We're going to watch a nice inside-out approach. It looked to me like he was thinking left field, taking advantage of the shift. Or they'll put a shift to favor the right side, and they'll take the third baseman, and they'll put him on the right side of the infield. Well, I don't know if that ever happened.
Yeah. It does make sense. Oh, here comes George Contos out of the bullpen. Affeld pitched well, but gives up the double when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. 11:30 a.m. back in the Bay Area, CSN Bay Area, of course, the place to be. Giants Rangers final game of the series, plus complete pre and post game coverage. And Giants insider Alex Pavlovich at CSNBayArea.com, the home of the authentic Giants fan, CSN. Before we head to Atlanta and then on to Chicago, 10-day road trip. The Giants lost last night, trying to get a win here against Texas tonight. Another pitching change. Runner at second. One out. George Kontos comes in from the pen.
Yeah, let's take a look at the year that he is having. 48th time he's come in with a 2-1 record, 1.46 ERA. He's been fantastic at doing what he was being asked to do right now, and that is come in with a runner on base and leave him stranded. With Kontos, you're going to get a load of mid-90s fastball, more lows than mids. He will 2 and 4 seam. He'll cut the ball, hard slider to change up, and he's facing a very hot hitter right now, but he has an open base.
We'll see if he uses it. Andrus is 2 for 2. He bounces one in the dirt. Ball 1.
And it's not a bad idea here to just throw 4 balls in the dirt. I mean, he is a guy who's got a reputation that he will chase balls down below the strike zone. And right now, you make a mistake up, he is just wearing it out.
The pitch in the dirt again. To your point, he has not drawn a walk in 15 games. So he likes to swing. That may be the game plan here.
Just don't let the hot hand beat you. I mean, he's got a place to put him, and you got a number 9 hitter on deck. Just throw that hard slider down below the zone.
Look back to second. Chu's got good speed.
Well, and he's a smart base runner too. If you just ignore him, if you don't mix the looks that you give him at second, come set, look once, come set, look 3 times. If you don't mix that up like that, he will time you and go.
Kontos throws the 2-0. That's that curveball for a strike. I'll call that a curveball.
Why not? It's 80 miles an hour.
A little slower than his slider. 83, 84. 85 mile an hour pitch. Big moment right here. 2-1. Way outside. That's the slider.
Oh, he's doing what he should do. I mean, I don't think you should pitch him any other way right now. He's been the one guy who's just not had a bad at bat in this series.
You almost dare him to take another one. See if he will. Because he wants to swing. Hector sets the target. 3-1. Perfect pitch called strike 2.
Exactly, and that's what it should be. It should be a perfect pitch. But now, because that pitch was called a strike, you might get him to chase down below the strike zone on a 3-2. That's definitely a pitcher strike. And it'll make a hitter wince, and that's the look I'm talking about. Go right back down there again. He's got to cover it.
We've had some unhappiness from pitchers, from hitters, from Giants, from Rangers. Sanchez is going to go through the signs again. Three-2. He went down and away. Andrus just would not swing.
That's a perfect pitch, though. You had the base. He was hot. Respect it. Move on. You have to know where those red flags are in that lineup. You just don't let a guy who's as hot as Anders beat you. Not in a tie ball game.
So now start fresh with Bobby Wilson, who did knock in a run to tie the game in the 4th inning. See the offensive numbers, they're not overwhelming. A guy hasn't played a lot. But he already has a big hit in this game. Little infield double play depth if they can get a ground ball. With the catcher running, there's strike one. Fastball at 91.
Well, you have to make good pitches. I mean, yeah, he's hitting in a nice spot. Yeah, he's hitting a .145, but you can't just make mistakes up out of the play. He's a big league hitter.
In this spot with the tie game on the line, getting late in the game, you treat him like best hitter in the lineup. Swing and a miss, strike two. Maybe not exactly the same strategy as with a guy as hot as Andrus is, but you do not take him for granted, that's for sure.
Well, and you don't have a base to put him on right now. I mean, that third base right there is not open with one out, so you have to get in there and pitch to him. Different situation with Anders when they had the open first base. You had the base, you used it. This is a guy you want to get after, but you still have to make quality pitches.
Yeah. 0-2. That one popped up behind home plate. Back out of play. And that one was up.
In baseball, you have to make good pitches to these guys up here. They put up numbers offensively somewhere along the line to get here. And if they hit a home run, believe me, they would know how to take the trot, and it would be stylish. And they would act like they've done it before, even if it was their first of the year. So you cannot ever assume that a guy is a duck just because he's hitting a .145.
0-2. That one reached for and blooped. And it's going to fall. My goodness. Chew around third, and he will score without even a play. Wow. That's how the Rangers go ahead.
It's a great pitch. And really, you got to tip your cap to Wilson to go out of the strike zone below the knees and doink one out there. And sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get beat. And Wilson beats that pitch. Everything Cantos did was right. And that's baseball.
Yeah, very importantly, too, on that play, Elvis Andrus was able to make it all the way over to third. So now Cantos and the Giants trying to do some damage control. Keep this a one-run game, but that's not going to be easy.
No, and he will bunt again. I mean, that's one of his weapons.
He takes a ball.
Just a bit inside. Strikeout situation here. You may think it's a double play situation, but Shields hadn't hit into a double play all year. He's one of the fastest guys in all of baseball. So from Cantos' perspective, he needs to strike this guy out. That's what he's pitching for.
Slider, and that one is ball two. Close again. Ball three. Those last two pitches look pretty good.
Yeah, they were close.
3-0. See if DeShields has any idea of swinging. He does swing away, and he gets one to right field. Should be deep enough. Pence with the catch. Andrus tags. He scores.
It's good baseball. DeShields getting that fly ball in that situation. That's a big at bat.
Huge. Rangers now lead 5-3. Contos has been a lot of good pitches since coming into the game. But since he came in, the Rangers have scored twice. One of those will be charged to Affeldt, one of them now to Contos. 2-down runner at first for Rougned Odor. Giants still have 9 outs to go. It's a hitter-friendly ballpark. They've had good at-bats against Cole Hamels. The game's not over, but obviously a critical sequence right here. And another close pitch called the ball. Duffy plays in with Odor. Odor's been getting a lot of bunt hits lately. He's got a lot of power, but he also will bunt for a hit. That's a strike. Hector is, I mean, he's struggling back there right now. Even taking that pitch, he's sort of all over the place.
Well, his strength is not the bottom of the strike zone. I mean, he has always had problems with that. He sits up high as a catcher, and he does not frame that low pitch as well as he does the high pitch.
That's a check swing foul. Sometimes you wonder, it's a hot night with all the gear on, whether as the game goes on, you start to, some of that fatigue sets in. But to me, in this inning, he just hasn't looked real comfortable back there.
Really not a lot of threat with Wilson.
No.
Stealing right here. But not a bad idea when you have an aggressive hitter like Odor in the batter's box. Throw over a few times, make him wait in that box. You have a count, 1 and 2, throw a ball down the dirt. Maybe he'll get antsy and go out of the strike zone and chase. So you kind of ice him down with those throws over to first.
He is running. How about that? Odor grounds one past Contos. Panic, throws him out. The inning is over. But damage done. The Rangers go back ahead. Kite's coming back over to join Mike here on the television side. 5-3 Texas.
Let's take a look at the numbers. Through 6 full innings of play, Giants 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. The Rangers 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors. Chris Heston came out with 2 outs in the 3rd. He gets a no decision. Cole Hamels has been very solid through 6. His debut with the Rangers, and the big swinger of the bat tonight, Bobby Wilson, in the 9th spot for the Rangers. It is 5-3 Rangers, top of the 7th. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
And Buster Posey's going to lead things off. Buster tonight is 1 for 3. High and deep to left. It is out of here. And it's a 1-run ball game. Posey's 15th of the year.
And Cole Hamels taking a walk. He can't figure it out. Buster Posey absolutely owns him. And this is just relaxed hands, light grip, heavy bat head, and absolutely squared it up. And that will make a pitcher talk to himself.
Here's Pence, and Pence takes a strike. Pence has hit a couple of weak ground balls. There's the numbers that Mike's talking about.
Ownage is ownage. I mean, hit over 500, but 6 extra base hits, 2 home runs, 4 doubles.
Outside corner strike. Pence looked like he knew it. It's 1-2. Breaking ball. Pence hit a high fastball away for that grand slam off of Hamels in San Francisco. He hasn't seen one since then. And I guess why would he? Got him. Five strikeouts. And here's Maxwell.
Prince Fielder leading things off for the Rangers in the bottom of the 7th inning. You start to see Javier Lopez down in the Giants dugout finishing off his warm-up pitches.
Maxwell hits a high foul down the right field line and out of play. Also, after Beltre, you got Moreland and Hamilton and Chu. And a base hit to left field for Maxwell. So here comes Belt. 80 pitches for Cole Hamels.
And there's nobody in that bullpen for the Rangers. I mean, I think the pitch count is the reason why we're not seeing any activity down there. In the 3rd inning tonight, Brandon Belt, in front of a lot of fans and friends and family members, went yard. His 11th of the year.
Didn't look like he had a base hit in the 5th. The ball that ticked off of Moreland's glove trickled out to Odor, and Odor threw out Belt on a throw to Hamels, covering the bag. It's the same ball here. You got action. Crawford on deck. Belt out of play.
Yeah, the other thing too about Cole Hamels, I mean, it's not like he's going to be intimidated coming to this ballpark, which is a hitter-friendly ballpark. Given that his entire career he's played in a live ballpark, being raised in Philadelphia. 9 years he pitched in Citizen Bank Park.
Maxwell goes. You got a good jump, and he's going to steal it. And Maxwell's going to stay at second only because Odor backed it up.
Now, big high leg kick. Very, very slow on load time. And whatever it was that tipped off Maxwell that he was going home, he saw early. That was a great jump.
His second steal of the year.
That's a big one.
3-2 to Belt. Watson.
Nice at bat.
First walk issued by Hamels.
Well, Mike Maddox going to come out, and reluctantly the Rangers are going to get their bullpen going. Sam Dyson, the right-hander, starting to get heated up. So Maddox going to take the slow walk and allow his bullpen a chance to get ready.
Cole Hamels' last outing was a no-hitter. This is the last out with the call.
Payoff pitch. High fly ball, deep center. Back toward the wall. Is it caught? He caught it. He caught it. It's a no-hitter for Cole Hamels. Herrera made the catch on the warning track, and he's done it.
How about that? The last pitch thrown in a Phillies uniform by Cole Hamels.
Well, it's never been done before, where a guy throws a no-hitter, then he's dealt. 129 pitches, a season high for him in those 9 innings. 13 strikeouts against just a couple of walks.
Here's Crawford. Crawford, double play ball. And that's going to end the inning. Giants going to run closer on the Posey home run. It's 5-4.
All right, Thursday, August 13th is Grateful Dead Tribute Night. This is a special year as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Grateful Dead. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game. Giants are going to take on the Nationals, and you're going to get a commemorative Grateful Dead Giants t-shirt. Reminder, to get the t-shirt, you need to get a special event ticket. So go to sfgiants.com/special events.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So it is not Javier Lopez. Ryan Vogelsong has come into the game. This will be his 7th appearance out of the Giants bullpen on the year. 7-6 with a 4.00 ERA. 75 strikeouts in 101 innings for Vogelsong. Fastball that's low 90s. He will sink and cut it. He'll throw a changeup, slider, curveball. I mean, he'll give you a lot of different types of movement. Well, and the Chick-fil-A cows do their deal.
Well, 1 out of the 4 can dance. One out of the 5 can dance.
Oh man, it makes me laugh.
Which one can dance? You tell me.
Yeah, that would be the one in the middle. That guy, third from the left, he's hurting. They need to put that guy out the
There you
pasture.
go. See the guy right there.
Oh yeah, that's the star. That's Seabiscuit, the cow.
Here's Prince Fielder, who's been on base 3 times. Song with the first pitch strike. There they go.
You're wondering why Vogelsong is in against Fielder. I mean, Fielder's never had a hit off him in 6 at bats. 0 for 6 with a couple strikeouts.
Vogelsong pitched a wonderful World Series game in Detroit, and Prince Fielder was on that Tiger team. See if Duffy's got a shot. I don't believe so. Nope, it's in the seats. Beltre on deck.
Nice going. Sometimes it'll just find you.
Close, 2-2. At times, corners are not there. Outfield straight away. Out of play again.
A little late on that fastball. Got a man making a play. Gives it to his daughter. It's going. That's my dad.
Well, she brought her glove.
Gamer. She's a Rawlings lady.
Pagan coming in, and he gets by him. Maxwell recovers, and it'll be a double on a bloop. Another bloop.
The bloops have definitely loomed large in tonight's ballgame. Here, a pitch right in on the hands of Prince Fielder. And Pagan could just not catch up to it. I think he may have thought he was going to get a little more fly ball. It looked like Fielder thought he was going to get to it.
So here's Beltre. Beltre is 1 for 3. Look out on the seats. pay attention. It's no balls and 1 strike. Giants have not had a 1-2-3 inning. Not one. On a play, another than 2.
On top of him quickly, 0-2, and this is what he's trying to do, is strike him out. Runner at second, nobody out. One thing Beltre does well, though, I mean, he covers the ball away. He is a middle away guy. You can get him above the hands, up and in, and he will chase in the dirt. You can get that ball a foot off the plate away, and he can still get to it.
And a base hit.
And another bloop. So 2 hits in this inning, both broken bat bloops, and the Rangers have it set up to go big.
So here's Moreland.
He got in there nice, but as big and as strong as he is, he can fight it off. Second broken bat base hit that he has had tonight. Ooh, look out. And the bat went up in the stands, and I don't know how it didn't hit anybody because they weren't watching it.
Well, they're looking at the ball.
Yeah.
Pitch high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, but he's okay. Miraculously.
2-0.
Lopez up and throwing again in the Giants pen.
Out of play, 2 balls and 1 strike.
He came out of his shoes on that 2-0 pitch. That's what he was looking for, a fastball.
Well, the song deals. Low and in. It's 3-1.
Now he came out of his shoes on the 2-0 pitch, and he'll be doing the same here, heading the count 3-1.
He does, and it's lifted out of play, so now it's a full count. 2 pitches for Moreland that, if you're a hitter, that's exactly where you want to be.
Well, and both times in the 2-0 count and the 3-1 count, Vogelsong went at it with a fastball. So he gave him the speed that he was looking for, and he still couldn't do much with it. And here he is in a 3-2 count, and he has not shown him any off-speed pitch.
Runner goes. Right center field. Fielder tagging. And it's cut off. And it's back to a 2-run deficit.
Now, one thing the Rangers have done a good job in this series is the situational bats. And that's another example of it. And Moreland got it done in a 2-strike count.
Hamilton is 0 for 3. No balls and 1 strike. Chu is on deck. A run in. And a quick toss, and back is Beltre. Overshift is on for Hamilton. Good pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hamilton drives one into right center field. Pagan cuts it off. Hamilton's going to stop at first and third. Well, that was far from a bloop.
No, that was loud.
So Bruce Bochy's coming out. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts. We'll be back.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
So it's Javier Lopez into the game.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Javier Lopez. 50th time he's come in this year. 27 1/3 innings amassed in those 49 appearances. League hitting 124 against him. He has been stellar.
So here's Chu. Chu's 1 for 2. Pitch wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
Pitch for the ground ball early, strike out late.
2-0 on the pitch, down and in.
Mark Rippinger, the third base umpire, saying no swing. Chu has hit into 6 double plays on the year. And Javier Lopez needs one now. They will turn him loose. 3-0.
Double play ball. Yeah, got him. Little double hesitation by Ben May. Ben, what's going on? They're saying Belt dropped the ball, and they're telling us in the truck that he indeed did drop the ball.
He did not have it. He dropped the ball. Wow.
So that's going to plate Beltre. And obviously they're going to look at it.
That's got to be an error. Well, once they look at it, I mean, this will be easy.
So it's going to be an error on Belt. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. And if
just load the glove, and he cannot make the play. It comes out. And I don't think Ben May ever saw it. I mean, he was looking at the foot, listening for the sound, which is what umpires do. They're looking at the bag, watching the foot touch the base, and they're listening to the sound, and he never saw it come out of the glove. So they do get the play right, and that's a big mistake.
And it's going to cost Bruce Bochy having to go to his bullpen again. So Lopez does his job, and Belt just doesn't do his. So Petit's going to come in. It's 7-4 Rangers. Get highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up after the game. So here's Petit. This will be the 6th Giants pitcher in this game.
Let's take a look at the numbers for Yusmeiro Petit. 1-1 on the year with a 4.33 ERA. for Petit. You're going to see high 80s fastballs that will cut, will sink. He's got a good little slider and a changeup.
And it's Elvis Andrus with 2 outs. I say what a nice job Lopez did and a nice job that Panik and Crawford did.
Well, I mean, it's something that's hard to explain at the big league level. When a first baseman does not catch a ball, it doesn't go in the dirt. Right? I mean,
well, one is as good as Belt. That's the other thing.
Who has great hands. But it lets all the little leaguers and young amateur baseball players out there watching know that it does happen to big leaguers too.
And more important, the amateur and little leaguers coaches. Driven to deep right. Pence is there, and that's going to end the inning. Giants now trail by 3 as we head to the 8th. Cole Hamels, he almost got this one, and when he ran by Hamels said something to him.
I mean, they've competed against each other in a long time in a lot of different circumstances. And Posey still a 2-hit night, and oh, by the way, another home run off Hamels.
Here's Hamels against Hector Sanchez, and the first pitch is wide, 1 ball and no strikes.
I don't know if the Rangers are going to allow Hamels to get back in the stretch.
Up the middle, but it's going to be right at the second baseman. 1 out. Sanchez is 0 for 3, and here's Pagan. Martin is now in center field. Sanchez barely making it back to the dugout. It's a hot night. Pagan is 0 for 3. Joe Panik is on deck. Pagan fouls it out of play, so it's a quick 0-2.
Cutter after the changeup. He was throwing the ball well tonight. I mean, you know, for Hamels, you think about all the adrenaline that has surrounded his debut here in Texas. First time he's ever been traded, and to have it happen to you in the midseason, I mean, it'll lock you up.
Pagan with a hat trick tonight, 2 down.
One thing about Hamels, I mean, he really has gotten better as the game has wore on. Giants dinged him for 3 back in the 3rd, and despite, I mean, after that, I mean, just the one home run off the bat of Posey. And he really has thrown the ball well, throwing everything he has. He's commanded it.
Panik takes a strike. He did get a big double play in the 7th. Panik does not hold up. It's now 0-2. Play. New baseball. Hamels will rub it up.
He's feeling it. He's got his orange on.
He does. Panik's got a base hit. This one into right center field. Martine's going to cut it off. Panik's got a double.
That's a 2-double night for Panik. And a nice at bat here. 2 strikes and 2 outs. Down 3. Keep this inning alive. And the Rangers are not going to let Hamels get back in the stretch. And he's going to get a pretty nice round of applause walking off his field.
Hamels departs. 7-4 Rangers.
The pitcher now for Texas will be the hard-throwing right-hander Tanner Scheppers. That's what he has done in 37 games, 4-1 with a 5.14 ERA, 29 strikeouts in 35 innings. But look at the walks, 21. He will get a wild hair up his nose, but he is not going to come out there with nothing but a good fastball that goes mid to high 90s and a hard slider. It's strikeout stuff. If he could ever get a command of it, he has closer type stuff.
And a breaking ball for a strike to Duffy. Duffy drives one to right. Nobody's going to get there. Panic's going to score. Duffy's got a double.
And a two-hit night for Matt Duffy. Another nice at bat with 2 outs for the Giants. Boy, does he like the right side of this field. They set the target in. That ball goes out over the plate away, right at the belt. And just stays inside it, lets the ball get deep to him, takes advantage of this side of the field. And it's almost like he had that in mind going into the at-bat.
So here's Posey, 2 for 3 off of Hamels. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Hamels charged with that run. That's his line right there. And Posey takes it for a strike. Buster, every once in a while, he'll try to lean on one. He might hear.
You're right, and he is going to guess the speed. He won't necessarily sit on a fastball either.
Out of play. Hunter Pence to follow.
And Posey will guess 2 strikes.
Good block, 2-2. Posey, little pop-up center field. Who's going to get there? Nobody! Coming in to score is Duffy, and the Giants have a bloop of their own.
And they crawl within 1 of the Texas Rangers. I mean, they respected him with no doubles defense. They backed everybody up in the outfield. And Martin, you can see how deep he is in center field, even with his speed. And he cannot come in, and Andrus just cannot get back deep enough. And this is where they catch a break as the ball kicks away from Andrus. It allows Posey to put himself in score position for Hunter Pence.
So here's Pence. Pence is 0 for 3. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1.
If he was looking fastball, he wasn't looking middle end.
And a base hit to right field. Here comes Posey. Here's the throw. This game is tied.
Listen to the Giants fans here in Arlington.
And it's a good thing Hunter Pence didn't hit this ball well.
I mean, it really isn't a hanger. It's a nasty little slider knee-high off the plate away. He extends out off the end of the bat. And you're right. Even with 2 outs taken on Shin-Soo Choo, I mean, that's a task. He's got a great arm. And watch the Giants bench.
Blanco's announced as the pinch hitter. So the Giants have tied it up, and we'll be back. Giants have scored 3 times here in the 8th. And at one point in this inning, there's 2 outs and nobody on.
So the new pitcher now for the Rangers will be Jake Diekman. And this is what he has done. He made his debut in last night's ball game for the Rangers, having been traded at the deadline. So combining Philly and Texas, 2-1 with a 4.93 ERA. And look at the strikeouts, 49 and 38 1/3. He's got good stuff. Another hard thrower. You'll see mid to high 90s with the fastball. And a slider and a changeup combination.
Threw 18 pitches last night. What does that mean? It means I have no idea. He threw 18 pitches.
He's good to go. Full moon.
Like a Halloween picture, doesn't it?
Blue moon.
Giants done well here on Halloween.
Yes, they have, as a matter of fact.
Here's Blanco. Blanco takes a strike.
It's a nice, cool 96. And, you know, Diekman's got some funkiness to him, too, because he's got a low 3/4 release with a crossover step. It's not an easy at bat from the left side. He will make you give. And he was not looking fastball. 2 pitches, 2 fastballs, 0-2. He was sitting on a breaking ball. Now you protect. And this is really one area of his game that has improved dramatically this year. His 2 strikes hitting.
And that'll end the inning. Giants tied up. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Petit, who got the last out of the 7th. He will come out and pitch the bottom of the 8th, and the first hitter that he'll face is the catcher, Bobby Wilson. Giants see Blanco stays in the game. He's in left field. Strickland's getting loose in the bullpen. So if Petit shows any signs that he hasn't got it, he's not going to be around for very long. Wilson takes the first pitch high. He's got a couple of hits. And this pop-up is backing out of play. A ball and a strike to the Rangers catcher here, leading off the bottom of the 8th. On the ground, Duffy to his left, spears it, throws it, got him. Nice play, 1 out.
He hasn't gotten anything easy over there tonight either.
Quick infield. Didn't get on you quick.
And it is hard. And that's a big play. Getting that first out in the inning.
So here's Martin. Remember, Martin went in for defense. Hitting at 220. First pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes.
Martin's got some power.
Swing.
And he will try and swing to put his team ahead.
Hey, this is the heroes kind of type. We're at the time of the game where this is where you try to become a hero.
You're right. It can become a home run derby contest.
And you don't become a hero by trying to bunt for a hit.
No. And pitchers know that, and that's why you see a lot of guys coming out of the bullpens late in the ball game, just wearing out the outside part of the plate, saying if you're going to beat me long, you're going to have to go the opposite way to do it.
Swinging at ball 3 is fouled out of play. It's 2-2. And that's what also happens if you're trying to do that.
Leonis Martin, he's an interesting player. He leads all of baseball in the outfield assists. He has 13. But he's had a problem hitting for average at this level.
Got him. What was that?
A little curveball wrapping around the outside corner. That was a good one. So he's already going outside, and here he chases another one out of the zone. And Petit had a pitch to play with, so he did not give into the strike zone. He laid it out away, and Martin could not lay off.
Rougned Odor steps in with 2 outs and nobody on. He's 0 for 3. Make that 0 for 4. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. It's been a seesaw battle tonight. And here in the 8th, it's tied. He comes in with a strike to even the count. For the Giants, in the 9th, it'll be the bottom 3 in their lineup. Belt, Crawford, and Sanchez.
Wide target.
High to right in the park to Belt. I'd say Odor probably just missed that. That's going to end the inning.
He's thinking the same thing.
7-7, Belt to lead things off.
pitcher now for Texas will be Sean Tollison, their closer. Tollison pitching last night's ball game, having a solid year. I mean, look what he's done in save opportunities. He's 18 for 19.
So here's Belt, Crawford to follow, and then Sanchez. That's a good-looking hat.
Yep. Strong.
And the pitch to Belt. And Belt takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Tollison's going to give you a low to mid-90s fastballs, hard slider, and a changeup. And you just saw the changeup to open up the at-bat. And there's the slider. And it's a big slider. It's got a big break to it.
Show me fastball 1-2.
Well, 3 pitches. He showed him everything he's got. There'll be no more surprises in this at bat. He opened him up with a changeup, dropped a slider on him for strike 2, and here he gives him a sniffer of a fastball up above the strike zone.
Got him.
And he comes back with the changeup to finish him off.
Brandon Crawford last night in the 9th inning hit a home run off of Tollison.
Oh, right out over the plate. And in that game, it was a 6-2 ball game till then. So Tollison just basically saying, I'm not going to walk you. And he challenged him with the 4-run lead. But one thing it proved is that Crawford does see him well.
No balls and 1 strike.
First pitch changeup, and he was on it. There was no reach in that swing.
Sanchez on deck. Ball gets away from Wilson. 1 ball and 1 strike. See the red dot with the yellow around it. That's the location last night of the ball that Crawford hit.
So most of what he has done damage-wise, location to pitches, is right down the middle of the plate. Ooh.
Out of play.
Slider, and he had him timed. Hunter Strickland in the background will come in if the score stays tied. If the Giants take the lead, Santiago Casilla will come in.
And the Rangers will have the beef coming up. Crawford goes around. 2 down, and here's Sanchez.
So slider below the strike zone, and he can't hold up.
So here's Hector Sanchez. He's not afraid to take a yuckadoo hack every once in a while.
He absolutely will. And his happy spot is middle in, down around the knees.
And he just missed it. Andrews, side retired. Bottom of the 9th coming up.
Buster Posey would be that gentleman tonight. A 3-hit night. A home run, his 15th of the year. He would also add a double to it in the 8th inning. So he's knocked in a couple. He scored twice. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, all tied up 7 apiece. And the Giants have a brand new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. Hunter Strickland on board now for the Giants. And it's the 28th time that he has come into a game. Having a good year. 32 strikeouts against 6 walks in 26 innings. 27 base runners allowed. And what you're going to see from Strickland is mid to high 90s. More highs than mids. He will 2-4 seam that fastball with a slider and a split.
Well, we mentioned the beef coming up, and it'll be Fielder first. Fielder's been on base 4 times, 3 hits and a walk. Outfield straightaway, infield straightaway. Right at Crawford, 1 out.
Whew.
No bloop there.
He barely got out of the batter's box when that thing found the glove of Brandon Crawford. That was a bullet.
I think he was looking for first pitch fastball.
I do. Yes, I do. They set the target away, and he was all over it.
The fielder knew it right away because he saw where Crawford was playing. Here's Beltre. Beltre's got a couple of hits. 23 hits in the game. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Action. That's Sam Dyson, the right-hander, getting heated up in the pen for the Rangers.
Sky to right. 2 out.
What do you think he was swinging for there?
Oh yeah, it's home run derby time. Here's Moreland.
All right, take a look at the hack. It spins him around. Ooh. And he just missed him.
So here's Moreland, who's 1 for 3. And a strike, and it's 0-1 at 97.
With a little cut to it. I mean, it's that little subtle movement that he has on that 4-seamer now. It's about a 4 to 5 inch slide, but it will move into a lefty away from a righty. And then he'll throw the 2-seam that's got movement going the other way. It's not big, but it's effective.
Off the shin guard of Hector Sanchez, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
Good hard breaking ball.
Well, you gear up for 98. And it's tough to lay off of a slider. It is. That'll end the inning. From Blutes to Adam Balls, extra innings time as we go to the 10th. Top of the order for the Giants. area. You get reaction to this game. Alex is here. Come on. You get the NL playoff chase update. And Matt Miyoko at the 49ers game. That's right. We're going to see and hear and read a lot from Matt Miyoko. He's the best. Plus, his wife is a big Giants fan. Matt, pretty good, but his wife, off the charts. Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's a good scout report. New pitcher now for the Rangers is another addition that they added yesterday. Sam Dyson came over from the Miami Marlins. And you take a look at what he has done in 44 games, 41 strikeouts in 44 innings, which is unique because this guy's got sink. And not often you see a guy with sink that has a strikeout almost one per inning pitched. But he throws mid to high 90s with sink, a hard breaking ball. It's a big slider, and he's got a changeup.
Outside to Pagan. Well, if he's got sink, he also has 94 on that first pitch.
Yeah, he's got a good arm.
Foul back. Pagan has struck out 3 times. He's 0 for 4. A hit here would make his night a lot better. And there it is.
And a leadoff hit to boot.
So Pagan reaches for the first time, and now it brings up Joe Panik. And the hits are even at 12. Panik has 2 doubles tonight. And a quick toss, and Pagan is back. Outside. Now, as always, with that base runner at first, the first baseman Moreland holding on Pagan, but Odor is really a step or 2 closer to the bag than normal. The Rangers think that Pagan's going to hit the ball the other way, make that Panik, and there's that bouncing ball to Moreland, and it's going to be as good as a bunt. So Pagan down to second on the ground out, and here's Matt Duffy. Duffy with a big double to knock in a run in the 8th.
And he has a little history with Dyson. He's faced him one time. He got a hit. Talked about the jitters that Cole Hamels had today making his debut. Well, you can say the same thing for Sam Dyson.
On the ground to second. Duffy's retired. On to third goes Pagan. And here's Buster Posey, who's 3 for 4. And the one hit was a ball caught to the wall.
So Mike Maddox going to take the walk. And they're going to talk this over, and he will relay the message from the skipper, Jeff Bannister, as to how the Rangers want to go after Posey. I mean, they've got 2 bases to play with here with 2 outs. I mean, they don't have to pitch to Posey or Pence. They can pick as to who they want to face Dyson. Pence has faced Dyson. He's 1 for 2. Posey 0 for 1 with a walk. And I just don't believe that they're going to give Posey a lot to hit with a 3-hit night that he brings into this at bat. He's got 3 legs of the cycle.
Problem with that is if you pitch around a guy, you usually don't pitch around a guy in, right?
You don't.
You pitch him away.
You pitch him away.
Well, Buster's got this magic Wandu swing where he's been poking balls to right field for the last 2 months. So either that or you have to bounce it.
Now, I would imagine they're going to try and throw 2 breaking balls off the plate away. And the point you make about the bounce is very true. And it's an opportunity here for the Giants with a runner at third base. The pressure's on Bobby Wilson, the catcher. He's got to block everything.
And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Or you could throw a 97-mile-an-hour sinker. That was nasty. And that was the look that Buster Posey gives when he acknowledges that a pitch was nasty.
Absolutely.
So 2 pitches, and I'm talking absolute paint with high velocity sink. And Posey's got to cover it now.
Foul back. It looked like, did Wilson ask for a high fastball?
I didn't see it.
It stays at 0-2. On the ground to second. And that's going to end the inning. Bottom of the 10th coming up.
Package will include a ticket to the game as the Giants take on the Astros. Admission to the Irish Heritage Night pregame party. That's always fun. And an Irish-themed Giants messenger bag. You want the special event item? You need to buy a special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Bottom of the 10th. Strickland, who got 3 outs in the 9th, a couple of balls hit hard, will face Josh Hamilton, who singled in the 7th. He's 1 for 4. Then Chu. Then Andrews. Now the Giants trying to get this game to the 11th. High and away to Hamilton. The point to make is Bruce Bochy has used both his long men, Vogelsong and Petit. So he needs this inning out of Strickland. Swing and a miss.
And you're right. I mean, you're going to extend everybody down there who's left.
This is the 6th reliever that the Giants have used. There's a strike to Hamilton, 1-2.
That really is the advantage that the Rangers have in this game right now. Heston, the starter for the Giants, went 4 2/3. Hamels, the starter for the Rangers, went 7 2/3. So the Giants bullpen has had to eat up more innings tonight. And this is when it becomes a concern.
Out of play. Hamels got one in on his hands.
The Giants do have a 13-man pitching staff and an 8-man bullpen. And if it ever did extend, I have to believe that Jake Peavy would raise his hand, or Matt Cain would raise his hand, as you see Cain down in the Giants bullpen, and they would come in and pitch innings if the game got long.
It's 1-2. Duffy now in foul territory. 1 out here in the 10th.
Take a look at the pitch sequence. Fastball, give him a sniff of it, and then come right back in with a changeup. That's a big, well, split rather. It goes back with a changeup, and then elevate, and get him to chase out of the strike zone.
Here's Chu. Strike to Chu. I guess the amount of pitches now anybody throws would determine whether you go out the next inning or not.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's pitch number 14 for Strickland. He gets out of this. I mean, he's got 35 pitches in his arm. If you do that, you probably lose him for a day, maybe 2. But he's strong enough to absorb that if he keeps having clean, quick innings.
Foul back. So it's now 1-2. Giants have had 2 big innings, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 8th, 1 in the 7th. The Rangers have had 3 innings where they scored twice, the 1st, 6th, and 7th, and then they scored 1 run in the 4th. Chu chops it foul. Good crowd here tonight. 41,114. Got him. Well, that's not a reaction umpires like, so Chu better be careful.
They go away, up, and Hector Sanchez kind of tucks it in on that outside corner. And the Giants get a call.
Yeah, that was not a strike.
It was not. So the Giants catch a break there, and it's a big out. And again, you start talking about pitches.
Yeah, a 10-pitch at bat here would not be good.
No.
Here's Andrews. Remember the 1 year, the day before, or the day before the All-Star break on a Sunday at AT&T Park. Rob Nen was not going to the All-Star game. He went 3 innings. Andrews try to send everybody home with a big swing and a miss.
Tell you what, that really has been one of the best breaking balls that he's had. The breaking ball he's had tonight. I mean, it has been a very quick, very tight break.
Side retired. An Adam ball to end the inning will go to the 11th. It remains 7-7. Back in the Bay Area. Pregame live will start at 11:30 right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, and it'll be the debut of the newest Giant, and that's Mike Leake. So join us tomorrow. It'll be hot here in Arlington, and I'm sure our folks are going to watch this game back in Northern California. It'll be beautiful. These folks enjoying the game.
Oh yeah. They brought their attitude. It's the weekend. Break out your weekend lid. She did.
So here's Hunter Pence. Pence fouls it out of play as he attacks that fastball. Pence got the hit in the 8th inning to tie the game. A little soft line drive over the glove of Moreland at first base. High drive, left field, it is out of here. Hunter Pence unties the game. It's 8-7.
And Dyson makes a mistake with location up at the belt with the slider. And Pence makes him pay. Wow. That is happy zone. And Dyson knew it as soon as it left the bat. Home run number 6, RBI number 31 for Pence.
Here's Blanco. Blanco pinch hit in the 8th and struck out. He takes wide, 2-0. Well, you say it all the time. Now, if you're a reliever, you got to settle down.
And this is really a hard thing. It is, because I mean, you're human. And imagine this. Now, this is Dyson's debut as a Ranger.
And he gets the call. It's 2-1.
And you're angry, you're upset, but you've got to get it back to the pitch you're about to throw, and you've got to bring it all back into it.
On the ground, it'll be Andrews throwing him out. 1 out.
Take a look at the side swing from Hunter Pence. We always talk about location in the strike zone, where if a guy makes contact, it's going to elevate. And this was one of those times. And as strong as he is, I don't think he got 100% of it. I think he was just a little bit out towards the end of the bat off the sweet spot. But as strong as he is in this yard, see you later.
So the reaction by Hunter Pence's teammates, the manager Bannister comes out. We get a new pitcher. It's 8-7, and we'll be back. And we got a new lefty.
So Sam Freeman's coming in now for the Rangers. 37th game that he's come into. Having a good solid year. No record yet. 2.92 ERA. Just about a strikeout an inning. Another guy that throws hard. I mean, he's mid to high 90s with fastball. He'll cut and sink it, hard slider, and a split. And he'll throw them all.
Belt goes around. It's no balls and 1 strike.
I don't think Belt's believing that.
So one Sam replacing another. Belt hits a high fly ball left center field. Martin on the move. It is out of here. Belt is second of the game. And now we hear from our Giants fans. Is he streaky or what?
Oh, he is so streaky. And you know he wanted to do bad desperately with the amount of passes he's left this weekend. He had an 0 for 4 last night here. Over 25 passes again, and he's got 2 home runs on the night. And that was impressive going the opposite way.
So here's Crawford. Crawford waiting on Freeman, and he rolls this one to first, and it's going to kick foul.
I mean, that's just the second home run that Freeman's given up this year in 24 2/3 inning. Let's watch it. I mean, he just catches it out front, almost like he's front foot hitting it. And watch the backspin as it just takes a ride right into the Giants bullpen. Home run number 12. And that lights the bench up.
Amazing he can backspin that low pitch.
It is amazing. For a tall hitter.
And you got to go down to get it. Crawford pops it up. And this one's going to be out of play.
He's just unorthodox in so many ways.
I mean, I have to believe that when that left the hand of Freeman, he thought that that was a pretty good pitch. Oh, 2 pitch to Crawford is in the dirt. Got 13 pitchers in this game. In the dirt. 2-2. Crawford got a base hit in his first at bat. Since then, he's bounced out twice and struck out. Had a good swing at that pitch. He stays at 2-2. Hector Sanchez to follow. Got him. The ball ran in on Crawford. 2 outs. Hector would like to get a hit. If I look at the scorecard, he may be the only Giant that started the game that doesn't have a hit. I think that's true. Anyway, I'm going to go with that.
Well, yeah, I think you're right.
After 10 innings, all bets are off when it comes to what my scorecard looks like.
It's not an easy assignment for a backup catcher. You don't get a lot of starts, and when you do, it's 117 degrees, and you got to catch an extra inning game. So if he doesn't have hits,
just try to hit one out. The heck with it.
Yeah, hit it to where you don't have to try and leg out a triple.
2 balls and no strikes. That foul. Sanchez was going for it. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hunter Pence talking it over. Home runs make you smile. They just do.
Two and 2. That's a Texas smile. That's what that is.
Well, he's from Texas, born in this area, born in Fort Worth, lives in Houston now.
And he's not afraid to spend some time in the city of San Francisco either during the offseason.
And how about the Giants with the long ball tonight? First time they've had a 4 home run game all year.
Slow roller, so Sanchez is indeed going to have to run, and that's going to end the inning. Giants with 2 home runs here in the first, or in the 11th. Pence, and then Belt, and it's bye-bye baby. 9-7 Giants. Bottom of the 11th.
So the Giants going to their closer now. Santiago Casilla coming in for the 44th time. He has 26 saves on the year. That is a personal high for Casilla. 4.2, 2.97 ERA. And he is going to be asked to close this one out.
And it'll be Adam Rosales who's going to pinch hit. Then it's Martin.
Well, strange things happen when the moon is full or close to it.
So here's Rosales, who played first base last night. And on the ground to Crawford. Crawford wrestles this one and throws him out. Wow. Hit right on the nose. Much harder play than Crawford made it look.
It's been almost like two different stories in this game. Early in the game, the Rangers were getting a lot of doink hits. And about the last 5 innings, they've hit balls absolutely squared up.
Magnet balls.
And they have been atom balls. So the breaks they got early, they have not been able to get late.
Here's Martin. Martin struck out in the 8th inning, his first at bat. And Casilla comes in with a strike.
Fastball right, low outside corner.
Low strike.
Pitcher strike, no doubt.
Got fouled. It's now 0-2. In this ballpark, you just can't take anything for granted. Every pitch, even though you get a 2-run lead, is so important.
Well, the difference between a 2-0 count and a 1-1 count is night and day.
And this little pop-up is going to reach the seats.
And that curveball had some hang time.
Yep, all right.
He's feeling it.
He is feeling it.
All the way from McCovey Cove.
Got him. 2 down in the 11th.
94 across the letters. You see the high target. It's right to where Hector Sanchez wanted it.
So here's Odor. Out of play down the left field line. No balls and 1 strike.
Mr. Posey, a 3-hit night tonight. Hunter Pence, a 2-hit night with a home run.
Base hit right field, right past Belt. So Odor with his first hit of the night, and that'll bring up Prince Fielder.
Well, the Rangers not going quietly.
No, they're not going to do that.
I don't think it's in their nature in this ballpark. It's just a grind. If you have a toe plate on, you better come and you better be ready to grind.
Prince Fielder has had 3 hits tonight and a walk, and then the best ball he hit was a line drive he hit at Brandon Crawford. So the Giants don't care much about Odor and what he does. He's going to take off, and there's a call strike. Sanchez is going to go out and have a word.
Well, the conversation should just basically be keep the ball down.
2 thoughts here. One, obviously You want to get Prince Fielder out. If you can't do that, then keep him in the park.
That is exactly the point for the trip to the mound.
Breaking ball low. Blocked by Sanchez. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Odor at second with 2 outs. And it's now 1-2.
That ball was middle in. I mean, that's a ball he could definitely drive to the pull side of the field. And you watch the swing of Fielder. I mean, his head doesn't move. He's on it.
Got him, and that's the ball game. In a wild game here in Arlington, both teams played tough. Both teams came back and forth, and in the end, the Giants pick up a victory.
Well, and if you like offense, you came to the right place tonight. This is a very entertaining game, but the Giants flexed their muscles. A 4-home-run night, the first time they've done that all year, and that was the difference in this game.
Final score: Giants 9, Rangers 7.